Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. Last time we took on the Fairy Gym and Hop, and had a bunch of plot with all of our characters. And now it's time for Route 7, and you're a model with that haircut? What are you modeling? Bad haircuts? It's Rabambi. It's a fairly fast bug and fairy type. I like it. I like it because it's not a generic bug flying or bug poison with similar stat spreads that we've seen from, like, Beedrill and Dusthawks and Beautifly and Motham and Vivian. Yeah. I like that it has different typing. Alright, we're gonna switch Blue out here because we no longer need him in to get the boost. We got a Vespiquen. There's a bug flying type. The Vespiquen is pretty unique. It's also quadruply weak to Rock Blast. If this hits 3 times, it's just dead. No, of course not. It gets all these unique moves like Attack Order and Heal Order. Basically, it summons bees to do its bidding. Defense Order to boost its defenses. We're gonna go for the Sludge Bomb because I don't want to miss. Yes, I'm a great trainer. Thank you for acknowledging that. Nice ether. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it yet, but I like having the little glimmering spots on the ground. Instead of having to pull out like a separate device called the Item Finder, which has not always the best function. Sometimes it'll just like point you in the right direction and it'll be like, oh, you're kind of close to an item, or there's an item in this direction. You know how far you're supposed to go to find it. So yeah, I would much rather have this system of just having the sparkle spots on the ground. Was there a sparkle spot coming from the top of that bridge? Well, interesting. Looks like we've got Thievals and the evolved form of Meowth, which is called Berserker, and the Galarian. Instead of just Galarian Persian, or Persian, it's called Berserker. I don't really want that. Corvisquire using Taunt against... Like, what is my Blue Barraskewda gonna do besides damaging attacks? A goofball. Rufflet. That is the pre-evolved form of Braviary. It's a... I was about to say it's a water flying type. It is not. It is a normal flying type. And, well, here we go again with this, the issue we've been having with the Stun Fist. Like, I want to use against flying types, but then, like, what do I hit them with? I can't hit them with Bulldoze. Revenge is going to be resisted by flying. It'll be neutral here. And Sucker Punch depends on them doing an attack. I really wish I had a Steel-type move on the thing. Okay, Rock Blast. Oh, here we go again. Same situation. If we get 3 hits, we kill the thing. Oh, hey, we actually did this time. So, yeah, I don't know what I want to catch on this route. I know I don't really want either of the Pokemon that are being presented to us. Wow, that's kind of deep. I don't want any of these Berserker... No, no, stay away. A Moggle Berry, I don't know what that does. I don't really know what half the berries do. I know there's one for each type that will reduce super effective damage from that type. I don't normally use those. Item over here. No, don't run into... Darn it. Then again, I wasn't really seeing much else in this area that I wanted. Oh, level 40. At least we'll be able to use it right away. That's kind of the damage output I'm looking for, because I could do another one of those. I don't like being Screeched, because now you're threatening to kill my Blue Barraskewda. And I definitely don't want to be trading blue for Berserker. So, in other news... Well, as we're recording this post-commentary, I don't know when this is going to get up, but they have announced DLC expansions for Pokemon Sword and Shield that will be coming. There's one that will be coming out in June, and one that will be coming out in December? December? November? September? Yeah, we'll just say December. And these are going to add 200 new and returning Pokemon to the game. I like the idea of adding new Pokemon to the game. And some of the returning Pokemon, I don't like a lot of the stuff that they're bringing back. Some of it was kind of obvious, like they're bringing back, you know, Venusaur and Blastoise, because we have Charizard in this game, so that was kind of expected. But they're bringing back Pokemon from each region. And so some of the things they're bringing back are Chansey, Blissey. I was happy with those things out of the game. They're bringing back Metagross. I was happy without it. Not that I necessarily hate Metagross, but I just felt like the competitive was pretty well balanced the way we had it. They are bringing back my favorite two Pokemon of all time, Garchomp and Heatran. So on one hand, I am excited about that, because, you know, I like Garchomp and Heatran. On the other hand, I know what Garchomp does to the metagame. I know how good it is, and it tends to be a bit too good. But beyond that, they're also bringing back, like, the legendary trios and legendary foursomes from each region. So they're bringing back, like, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. And those three are going to get a special Gigantamax form. I like that idea. But I kind of wish they would have stopped at the whole bringing back the trios and foursomes thing at that point. Because then they're bringing back, like, Terrakion. They're bringing back Landorus and Thundurus and Tornadus. And those three they're too good. And I don't like it. Because what it's going to do is it's going to... And they're bringing back the Tapus from Gen 7 games. Which, that's one of the reasons... One of the many reasons I didn't get into competitive in Gen 7. And now we're bringing those things back. I liked not having them. And so what these Pokemon are going to do is they're going to concentrate the meta more around them, and it's going to push down my use of other things that I would prefer, because now I'm going to have to bring things that can specifically deal with these legendaries that are just generally too good. So I don't like it. You might hear me say that a lot. I am excited to see what other new Pokemon they're going to add in these expansions. I mean, they've shown off like a couple of the legendaries, but beyond that, we don't know too much about them. Anyways, we're on Route 8, which means we can catch another new Pokemon. You saw me pass up some Bouldors there. I don't really want a rock type. I need something with more variety. I mean, we've got ground and steel. We've got another steel type. We've got a poison type. I need something with variety. A fighting type would be nice. I need more special attackers. My special attackers are pathetic right now. Now, this team is actually pretty pathetic right now. We're using Garbodor. I mean, Garbodor's not the most awful thing you could be using, but there's so much better stuff. Hatchram. I think we're gonna have to switch. And let's go with, yeah, Cinderace. Yeah, Cinderace is kind of becoming my default response to a lot of stuff in this game. Like, if I don't know what to do against it, just Pyro Ball it and knock it out. Or we can U-turn because this thing seems to be weak to Bug. Yeah. And the weird part is, if you knock something out with U-turn, and say your opponent still has more Pokemon, you have to switch out and switch into another Pokemon. So your opponent's going to get to see what you switch into, and then they're going to get to decide which new Pokemon they want to bring out. So that can backfire, especially in the competitive battles, so do be mindful of that. Ooh, Pawniard, that's another Steel type. It's a Steel Dark type. Which I like that type combination, unique type combination. Although I've never actually used a Bisharp. What is this thing? Sandaconda. It's a ground type. I already have a ground type. But it's now our encounter for Route 8. Darn it. I shouldn't have been going for the ones that broke, because I didn't know what it was gonna be. It's the Sandaconda. It has the Sand Spit ability, which means whenever it takes a hit, it'll spit sand and start a sandstorm. That's kind of an interesting way of setting weather. But another thing, oh, great. But another thing about Sandaconda, even if the hit knocks it out, it will still spit up the sand before leaving the battlefield. I believe it also erases like the Dynamax moves that set weather. So say you use Max Flare on the thing, and then the Flare sets the sun, but then Spit Up activates and replaces the sun with sand. So it can be kind of annoying trying to set weather against a Sandaconda. Oh, that did way more damage than I was hoping it would. This isn't good. I wanted like a flying type. Let's go for a Bulldoze. Please don't kill the thing. Because I'm still desperate for Pokemon. Sandaconda is also known for getting Glare, which its Glare is kind of weird. It's a normal type move that paralyzes the opponent. But in my view, it's weird because when Glare started out, Glare had like a 75% accuracy or 80% something, or 90, whatever. It wasn't 100% accuracy. Well, in this game, Glare has 100% accuracy. And I'm used to Thunder Wave having 100% accuracy, but in this game, actually I think it started in Gen 6, perhaps? Is Gen 6 or Gen 7? Maybe it was Gen 7. Thunder Wave has a 90% accuracy instead of the 100% that it used to have. And I just find that really weird. Like they swapped accuracies. Like, it used to be that Glare wasn't 100% accurate, and now it is. And Thunder Wave used to be 100% accurate, and now it's not. I don't like that switch. I like my Thunder Wave to be fully accurate. I do have a nickname for this snake. It's a snake. So we're gonna call it Silver. If you got the blue reference, you'll get the Silver Snake reference. And yeah, we're gonna send Berserker off to the box. Because I don't need another steel type that doesn't really do much. Alright, let's take a look at this thing. Well, it's kind of your basic ground type. Its stat spread reminds me a bit of Sand Slash, in the sense that it's got pretty good HP, attack, and defense. And that's kind of what Sand Slash did in the earlier games. I liked Sand Slash. I don't know if I'm going to like this thing. Mainly because I already have a ground type. I want something different. Well, at least we're catching stuff. But still, this team has a lot to be desired. What TMs can I give Silver? Anything useful. It can learn Rock Blast. Well, Rock and Ground make a great offensive type pairing because, well, flying types are immune to ground attacks, but they're weak against rock. So that's why it's kind of a nice pairing. And Rock and Ground, it's kind of rare to find something that resists both of those types. So we should be able to hit most things for neutral damage with it. I guess that's okay. We've got Glare going on. So basically this thing is going to act a lot like our Stunfisk, except it's going to set sand. I can learn Bulldoze. Yeah, I'll take that over Dig. Even though Dig is a little bit stronger, it's actually not. Because with two Bulldozes, I mean, if you just add the base power together, you got 120 base power, as opposed to Dig, which is a 2-turn move that does 80. So yeah, you're better off going with two Bulldozes over one Dig. I can't dig it. Alright, well with that... Which way is progress and bike is not what I want. Which way is progress and which way is items in this thing? This is Route 8. Oh, I'm gonna go back and heal up. Again, just to make sure that death doesn't happen. Let's fill up our Sandaconda so we can start using it. And, oh yeah, I kind of forgot about this TM shop. We're gonna get Mega Punch and Mega Kick. Oh, they have the Fangs. They have Weather Ball. And the Terrains. Well, I'm just gonna get the Fangs. I can't quite buy out the shop. I mean, I could sell items, but I don't want to sell items. I will go ahead and buy Weather Ball. I might use that one. I don't know that I'll use the terrain setting moves. And Cinderace can actually learn Mega Kick. I don't think it needs to right now. Ice Fang! Hey, there's a move for Stunfisk. There's a move for Blue as well. That gives us some Ice-type coverage. I like that. What to get rid of? I'm gonna get rid of Sucker Punch. I'm not the biggest fan of Sucker Punch just because it's reliant on your opponent using a damaging move. And they might not always be doing that. We've come across this already. We're gonna give Blue Ice Fang. Over, yeah, Laser Focus, we haven't even used that move. And Fire Fang. I guess that can go to Silver. Yeah, we don't need Headbutt. Alright, let's head back to Route 8 and see what else we can do there. We're en route to Sir Chester Stadium. Oh, Galvantula. This place has Galvantulas? It didn't have Galvantulas before. I would have loved having a Bug Electric type on my team. It gives me an answer to water types. I'm, like, really weak to water types still. I'm actually pretty weak to ground types as well. And, Galvantula wouldn't help that issue. But yeah, ground and water can hit my team, like over half my team for super effective. And this is the dumbest sign ever. Must be a sign of the times. Basically, it's like, oh hey, since you traveled over here, your personality is that you are going to find many more hidden items, but you're not going to find them here. Instead, you're just going to find the sign that rambles on and on. We did see a glimpse of a TM over there. We're going to have to get that. Oh, I saw a glimpse of a 10 item with 3 X defenses. Not worth it. I'll just sell those at some point. This is the way for our item. Smart Strike! I have no idea what that does. The user hits the horn, target with a sharp horn that never misses. Oh. So it's basically an aerial ace, but for normal types. Or is it normal or is it steel? It's steel. Oh, okay. Steel type. Interesting. Not super useful, but interesting. If I was going to use it, I could say phrases like, don't get smart with me. Oh, hey, an item. Another Galark. I don't think I'd want to catch another Galark at this point. There's a Lunatone. And there's Pointless Stairs. Another item. Okay. That's a Togamaru there. It's an electric steel type. Still not quite the typing I am looking for. that's still really weak to ground. 3 luxury balls. Was friendly after being caught. Okay. Luxury ball is actually Dusclops. That would have been okay. That'd be a ghost type. Very defensive ghost type. I would have liked it. We could have given it Will-O-Wisp. We could have given it Eviolite. Dang. Well, I'm still gonna try to catch this thing. It's not gonna be part of the Nuzlocke, but I'm probably going to want one for competitive. So yeah, I'm gonna catch it. And you're not gonna stop me. I'm not gonna use it in the Nuzlocke though. Unless I run into one as my first encounter on a different route, but that's probably not very likely. It's gonna go to a box, and at some point I'll fix the boxes and move it so it's not in a Nuzlocke box. Oh, Girder. Fall form of Timber. I'd have been okay with the fighting type, and there's Phalanx here too. I'd have been okay using one of those. It's a new fighting type. Oh, there's an item. I want the item. Give me the item. Thank you. That's a max revive. Another thing just to sell. And I'll see you guys next time.